Welcome to English Tales for Learners, where stories are not just told, they are felt, understood, and lived. Here you will not only enjoy real-life stories of courage and greatness, you will also learn English naturally, emotionally, and beautifully. Today's tale is not about football alone. It's about rising from nothing. It's about pain, passion, family, and an unbreakable will. This is the true story of a boy who kicked socks in the streets of Madeira and grew up to rule the footballing world. This is the journey of Cristiano Ronaldo. In the sun-drenched hills of Madeira, a tiny Portuguese island floating like a jewel in the vast Atlantic Ocean, a boy named Cristiano was born on February 5, 1985. The world outside buzzed with dreams and distant echoes of soccer stars. But in his family's modest home, life was a simple rhythm of laughter, hard work, and unbreakable spirit. Cristiano's mother, Dolores, a hard-working cook, and his father, José, a quiet gardener, filled their small house with love, even as shadows of struggle loomed large. From his earliest days, little Cristiano was a bundle of energy, a whirlwind of curly hair and bright eyes that sparkled with mischief and fire. As a toddler, he kicked anything he could find: a worn-out sock ball against the cracked walls, a bundle of rags in the dusty yard. His older brother, Hugo, and his sisters, Elma and Liliana, watched in amusement as this pint-sized dynamo turned every corner of their home into a makeshift stadium. "Vai, Cristiano," his mother would cheer, her voice warm like the island's sun, as he chased after imaginary goals. But Madeira was no fairy tale. It was a place of rugged beauty and quiet hardships. Money was tight, and young Cristiano often shared a bed with his siblings, dreaming under a single flickering bulb of fields far grander than the ones he knew. By the time he was 5, soccer wasn't just a game, it was his heartbeat. At school, while other boys scribbled lessons, Cristiano doodled cleats and stadiums on his notebooks. Recess was his kingdom. He'd organize epic matches on the pebbled playground, shouting orders like a tiny captain. One day, during a fierce game, disaster struck. A wild kick sent the ball crashing through a classroom window, shattering glass like brittle dreams. The teacher, stern and unyielding, marched him to the principal's office. Punishment loomed. Expulsion. Cristiano's heart pounded as he stood there, small and defiant. But his teacher saw something in those wide eyes, a spark that refused to dim. "This boy," she said, "has the soul of a champion." They let him stay, on the condition he promised to channel his fire wisely. From that moment, Cristiano learned his first great lesson. Passion must be tamed, but never caged. Word of the curly-haired wonder spread like wildfire through Funchal, Madeira's bustling capital. At 7, he joined his first club, Andorinha, where the coach, a grizzled old man named Fernão Sousa, took one look at him and muttered, "This one's different." Practices were brutal. Hours under the relentless sun, drills that left young legs aching and lungs burning. But Cristiano thrived. He'd arrive before dawn, tape-balling his feet until they blistered. Then, long after dusk, juggling oranges from the family grove until stars dotted the sky. His family sacrificed everything. His mother skipped meals to buy new boots. His father mended torn jerseys with trembling hands. "For you, mio filho," José would whisper, his voice thick with pride and unspoken pain. Yet, shadows crept in. José's battle with alcohol cast a pall over their home, a reminder that even the strongest dreams could fray at the edges. At 12, opportunity knocked with a thunderous roar. Sporting Lisbon, one of Portugal's grandest clubs, scouted him during a local tournament. The tryout was a battlefield, bigger boys, slicker skills, and eyes that judged every misstep. Cristiano danced through them all, dribbling like wind through palm leaves, striking shots that kissed the net with precision. The scouts whispered, "He's raw, but he's gold." A contract came, but it meant leaving Madeira, his island heart, for the concrete jungle of Lisbon. Tears streamed down his face as the ferry pulled away, the salty sea mirroring his goodbye. "I'll make you proud," he vowed to his mother, clutching a photo of his family like a talisman. Lisbon was a shock, a city of roaring crowds and indifferent streets, far from the gentle waves of home. At the sporting academy, he was just another kid in a sea of talent, bunking in dorms that smelled of sweat and ambition. Bullies mocked his Madeiran accent, calling him the island boy. Homesickness clawed at him. He'd cry into his pillow at night, whispering prayers for strength. But mornings brought redemption. On the training pitch, he was untouchable. Coach Aurelio Pereira saw the hunger in his eyes and pushed him harder. Endurance runs up Lisbon's steep hills, technical drills until his toes bled. "Pain is your teacher, Cristiano," Aurelio said. "Embrace it." And he did. By 14, he'd shed the baby fat, emerging lean and lethal. A phenom who could bend balls like whispers and outrun shadows. Fame's first whisper came at 16, in a friendly match against Manchester United during their 2003 preseason tour. Sir Alex Ferguson, the legendary manager with eyes like a hawk, watched from the sidelines as this Portuguese teenager dismantled his defense. Dribbles that left defenders grasping air. A free kick that curled into the top corner like a lover's promise. Ferguson was hooked. "I want that boy," he declared to his staff. Weeks later, after Sporting's league triumph, United swooped in with a 12 million bid. Cristiano, still shy off the pitch, boarded a plane to England, his heart a storm of fear and fire. "This is your chance," his mother said, hugging him fiercely at the airport. "But remember who you are." Manchester was rain and roar, a far cry from Lisbon's sun. At Old Trafford, he was Ronaldo now. Number 7, a jersey worn by legends like Best and Giggs. The Premier League was a crucible. Tackles like thunder, crowds that jeered his flair as showboating. Pundits sneered, fans booed his early misses. But Sir Alex, with his Scottish grit and fatherly wisdom, shielded him. "Play your game, lad," he'd growl. "The rest will follow." And it did. Goals flowed like rivers, volleys that defied gravity, headers that silenced stadiums. Off the pitch, he transformed. Tattoos mapping his journey. A work ethic that turned gyms into temples. Yet, loss struck deep. In 2005, Jose passed away, his body broken by years of struggle. Cristiano flew home, kneeling by the grave, vowing silently, "I'll carry you in every goal, Pi." Trophies piled like treasures. The 2008 Champions League, where he lifted the trophy under Lisbon stars, eyes brimming with tears for his island roots. Ballon d'Or glory followed, the golden ball in his hands a testament to the boy who'd once broken windows. But 2009 brought heartbreak and rebirth. Real Madrid came calling with a world record 80 million. A move to the white-hot Bernabeu. Madrid was glamour and pressure, a city that devoured dreams. Teammates like Kaká and Benzema became brothers in arms, but Ronaldo shouldered the weight alone. "Expect perfection," the fans chanted, and he delivered. 450 goals in 9 seasons. Records shattered like glass under his boots. The 2014 Champions League final. That extra-time penalty against Atletico. Cool as Madeira's breeze, he sealed immortality. Yet life's tempests raged on. Injuries nipped at his heels. Critics questioned his age. And in 2018, personal controversies and media storms tested his spirit. Through it all, he stood tall, a colossus of resilience. "I rise," he said in interviews, his voice steady as steel. Family anchored him. His son, Cristiano Jr., born in 2010, a mirror of his own wide-eyed wonder. His twins and daughter, gifts from love's quiet corners. And Georgina, his partner, a lighthouse in the storm. Then came the twilight chapter, or so some thought. In 2018, Juventus beckoned to Turin, a 3-year symphony of Serie A titles and that elusive Italian crown. But in 2021, at 36, he returned to Manchester United, a homecoming laced with nostalgia and fire. Goals reigned again, but fractures emerged, clashes with the manager, a club adrift. In 2022, with the world watching, he chose freedom, signing with Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Riyadh's sands were golden, unfamiliar, but Ronaldo conquered them too. Hat tricks under desert stars, inspiring a nation to dream bigger. Today, at nearly 40, Cristiano Ronaldo isn't just a player. He's a legend etched in eternity. Over 900 career goals, 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions Leagues. A tally that humbles history. But beyond the stats lies the boy from Madeira. The one who shared beds and broken dreams, who turned pain into power. He trains like a monk, meditates like a sage, and gives back through his foundation, building schools on his island, lifting others from the dust he once knew. Talent without work is nothing, he tells wide-eyed kids at his academies. But with heart, you can conquer worlds. And so, under the same Atlantic sun that birthed him, Cristiano runs on. Eternal, unbreakable, a story whispering to every dreamer. Your field may be small, your storms fierce, but light your fire, and the world will bend to your will. The boy who kicked socks in Madeira's hills? He's still scoring, still rising, forever the king of his own epic tale. For more best stories like, share and subscribe.